Yo guys, what's going on and welcome back to this video today. Today, what we're going to be doing is actually going through how you can start a social media marketing agency in 2018. And what I've actually done is set up a nice little presentation here for you all. I think it's for like 20-30 pages for us to go in, dive in depth. So it might be a little bit of a longer video here on how you can set yourself up and start an agency for yourself here in 2018. So, if you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Go grab yourself a drink, get your pen and paper, sit down, make some notes, because this is going to be a long and very informative video. So without further ado, let's jump into the laptop. So here we are guys, inside of the laptop. How to start a social media marketing agency in 2018. So now guys, what I'm going to do is jump into the next slide, and what I want to do for a lot of you guys, if any of you are new here and this is the first time you ever watch me, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So firstly, my name is Bradley Riley. I live in the UK. I'm a 23-year-old entrepreneur. I've been doing this now for around 12 months. 12 months ago, I was actually massively in my overdraft. I was massively in debt. And as you can see from some of the pictures, in the past 12 months, that's all massively changed because of social media marketing. If you look at this image over here on the left-hand side, you've got me vlogging, and that was me in Australia. I literally just got back from that a few months ago. I went out there with another friend in the sort of the business area, another social media marketer. We booked the trip a week before we went out there, stayed in a really lovely villa, ate out in nice places, went to do all the sightseeing, and literally just worked in Australia, which was really an amazing experience. I've got some other photos of here of me traveling, in the bottom right hand corner as well there's a picture of me in Bali. This is actually me at the top of a volcano. So I went with my girlfriend, we walked all the way up to the top of the volcano at like 4 AM in the morning. The selfie looked nice, it was hard work though, but this is a little bit about myself. I absolutely love traveling, and since getting into social media marketing and setting up a business for myself, I've actually been able to live this lifestyle. I've been able to travel whenever I want to. I can book a ticket last minute if I want. I'm able to travel with whoever I want to. I'm able to go wherever I want. As long as I've got an internet connection and a laptop, my business and my lifestyle comes with me. So here's some images about me. And like I said, it wasn't that long ago actually that I was massively in my overdraft. I was in debt, yeah, like I said. I was in a job I absolutely hated. And to be completely honest with you, I didn't have the foggiest clue where to even start with any of this. I was massively lost. And then all of a sudden I stumbled across social media marketing, and don't get me wrong, like I failed quite a few times. Like when I first got started, I managed to get clients really quickly. Actually, with even finding upon social media marketing, I did manage to land my first client within my first 1 or 2 days of finding out about the business model, which is really good. But at the time, I didn't have any experience at all. So upon getting that client and getting my second and third clients, I failed so many times. And what actually happened, because of all these failures, and because I was actually in the trenches myself, at this point, there was no other online courses out there or anything like that. I sort of went in on my own, and I failed a lot of times until recently. I stumbled upon this strategy that really worked for actually getting clients. Not only just actually going out and reaching out to clients, but actually getting the results for the clients. How I've been able to automate my business, where as the pictures you can see now, I'm able to travel the world and not be locked into a 9-to-5 job. I'm not being locked into having to do hours and hours of work. I've been able to stumble upon a strategy which I'm fortunate enough to be able to do myself now, and also share with you in this video. So now what I want to do is go through what exactly is social media marketing and social media management. There's two things here. There's social media marketing and there's social media management. Now they're two fairly different business models. Although they sound the same, they actually mean different things. And let me explain. So social media marketing is when you run advertisements, mainly Facebook ads for businesses. So businesses pay you money, for example, $1,000, $2,000 a month, $500 a month, somewhere around those lines. And what you do for them is run advertisements. You run Facebook ads, run offers, and all things like that in order to drive more customers to their door. So it's a really good business model because you can charge thousands and thousands of pounds a month to these businesses to do these services. A, because they don't know how to do it themselves. B, they don't have the time to do it themselves. But 3, you're essentially helping them get more customers. You're helping drive revenue for their business from your efforts. Now, I know it sounds difficult to do in the beginning. Trust me, it's really not that difficult when you actually learn how to do it. And I'm going to teach you some of these things again in a little bit now. And that's social media marketing. So social media marketing is the ad side of it, running Facebook ads to drive more customers. And then you've got social media management. Social media management is literally as it says on the tin, it's the management of the pages. So, you know, writing posts on behalf of the businesses, you know, replying to some comments that they get on their pages, in general, just like taking control of their page so they don't have to do it themselves. You don't run ads and stuff with social media management. But what's really good with this is, you know, you can tie the two together, social media marketing and management, and offer that as services for these businesses. Because as you probably know yourself, here in 2018, at the time of recording this, social media is everywhere, and if you're not on social media, you basically don't exist. And that doesn't just mean, you know, I don't just mean that from me to you as people, even as businesses. So many companies now, so many companies are on social media, and if you're not one of those companies, you're gonna get left behind, all right? So, although us growing up now, especially, I mean, I'm 23 years old, I don't know how old you are watching this, but I know a ton of you guys are also very young. That's a benefit. It's one of the only business models where, you know, being older is still a benefit as well, but you know, it's also a benefit because if you're younger, people also relate social media to young people. So it's really, really good. It's a really great business model to get started, but that's exactly what it is and the kind of services that you offer. So now I'm gonna get on to the next thing, which is, what do you actually need to start? And this is something that a lot of people can't really wrap their head around. A lot of people get confused at this every time I say to them, but the truth is, you need absolutely nothing to start. Now, if you look at something like you want to start a restaurant, well, if you want to start a restaurant, you're going to need a capital, you know, you're going to need money, you're going to need a loan or something, you're going to need big down payment, then you're going to need staff, and then you're going to need stock, and you're going to need to actually put the, you know, do the bills and run the electrics and all heating and things like that. You know, that's a big expense. With something like if you're a videographer or a photographer, well, you're going to need to go out and buy yourself a camera. You're going to need to know how to photograph. You're going to be able to have a decent laptop to be able to, you know, edit those photos. You're going to need Photoshop and things like that. Let's say even if you want to look at other things like drop shipping and e-commerce, well, you're going to need some money to invest into advertisements and all that stuff up front. With social media marketing, you don't need any of that. You literally need none of that at all. All you need is yourself. You need yourself and you know, some of your own drive and motivation to be able to put some effort into it. That's literally all you need, right? You do not need thousands of pounds to start up. You need £0. Like I said, guys, when I first got started with this, I was in my overdraft. I had no money to spend. I had absolutely no money to send. I was actually in my overdraft. I owed people money. I couldn't be spending money on a business. I didn't have it, right? So I had no money, and you don't need that to start. You also don't need fancy equipment. You know, as long as you've got a laptop, or even nowadays with like a phone, you can actually get started with this. You don't need any fancy equipment or anything like that. No money. You just need yourself and, you know, the want to be able to learn a bit more about it to be able to get started in this business model, which is why I really, really recommend it to beginners, and especially, you know, you yourself, if you're watching this now, whatever sort of road in life you're taking down, whether you work a full-time job, whether you work, maybe you're at school, maybe you have an own business already, this business model is absolutely fantastic because it doesn't matter where you are in life right now, you can get started with this. Another thing as well, a lot of people say like, you know, do I need to set up a website? Do I need business cards? Do I need suits and all this other stuff? Guys, you don't need any of that. You don't need a website to get started. You don't need to hire anybody to get started. Like, you don't need business cards, you don't need a nice fancy suit to go to meet, you don't need any of that. You literally just need yourself and, like I keep saying, the ability to want to learn more about it. And I'm assuming if you're watching this, you are, right? Let's hop into the next slide. Okay, so now I want to actually jump into my approach to social media marketing and why it's actually different to so many other people's. Now you can see here, I've got a picture of Elon Musk, and you might be thinking, what on earth has Elon Musk got to do with you? What on earth has Elon Musk got to do with social media marketing? And the truth is, he doesn't, right? But I want to use Elon Musk as sort of like an example, as sort of like an analogy to say my approach to social media marketing as opposed to other people's. Now, most people, a lot of my friends, a lot of other people in this industry, when they approach social media marketing, they take it down the route of, you know, you pick up the phone and cold call, or you go door to door and things like that. Now listen, guys, that method 1000%, 100 million% works. And you know what? If you first get started, you guys go and do that, right? But for me, I don't actually ever pick up the phone and cold call. I never pick up, put my suit on and go door to door. I don't spend money on ads for lead generation campaigns or anything like that. Just like Elon Musk he's so unique in the fact that he's doing stuff that other people are not doing, right? That is me for the social media realm. Nobody out there right now is teaching what I'm doing. And to be completely honest, like, my approach to it is very, very, very easy. But like I said, and also very, very different to anyone else. And what I'm going to be sharing with you today is very unique, and you won't be able to find that with anyone else. So obviously I'm not on Elon Musk's level. I'm not doing Tesla. I'm not bloody sending rockets to Mars and things like that. But in the social media realm, the social media marketing realm, I am sort of the Elon Musk of that. I am the person that's doing things that most people aren't doing. And that's not to say other people aren't doing it right. Other people's approaches are fantastic. If anything, my approach is just very, very different, which is why I'm really excited to go through this with you today, because if you are familiar with social media marketing, or whether you're not, this approach will be new to you. Now, how is my approach actually different? So like I said, most people's approach to this is, you pick up the phone, you cold call, you land a meeting, you go to that meeting, you sell them on your services, and you sign the dotted line, land them as a client, and provide results for them. My approach is different. My approach is online based and freelance based. So instead of picking up the phone and cold calling and going door to door to these local businesses, what I actually do is use freelance websites to go online and find businesses who are already looking for social media marketers and social media managers. Now, why is this so great? Well, it's great for a few reasons. Number one, if you pick up the phone and cold call, or if you go door to door, before you even get into the meeting, before you do any of that stuff, you've got to convince them that they even need social media, right? You don't need to just say, right, here are my services, go through with them. You need to convince them why they need social media marketing, because if you're reaching out to them, the chances are they're probably not doing it themselves, or they're not doing a good job. Whereas with my approach, I'm finding people online who are seeking social media managers and social media marketers, which means that whole big step there of convincing them for social media, I don't have to do. I don't have to convince them, right? All I have to do is literally apply for the job, and if they're interested in working together, and if I can get them to pick me, then the job's done. It no longer becomes of convincing them why they need social media. I just need to convince them to choose me, which is what I've become a master of doing, which is why I was able to actually land 10 clients last month. Just because of this approach and because of how actionable it is. That's why my way is so different. As well, what this means is you're removing so many moving parts. Another thing that's great with this is a lot of people are very, very nervous when it comes to cold calling. I know I was in the very beginning as well. If tomorrow I had to pick up a phone and cold call, I would. But when I first got started with this, I had such a fear of picking up the phone and cold calling and getting rejected. I had such a fear of going door to door and getting rejected and showing my face to people who I've never met before, especially as a young 21-year-old lad. Like, I didn't want that, right? So my approach is very, very straightforward. You also cut out all of that stuff, all of those nerves, and it literally just comes to, you send an application in, you write a little cover letter, and you apply for the job. You don't have to cold call, you don't have to speak to them on the phone. Before I've landed clients in excess of $2,000 a month without ever speaking to them on the phone. So like I said, my approach is very much more straightforward and it's very easy. So now, guys, that I've covered my approach to actually getting the clients, I want to speak to you about my 3 secrets for landing clients, because it's not just as simple as, right, like I said, applying for the job and then you've got the client, right? There's a lot more to it than that. Although it's very, very simple, I want to go through all 3 of those steps now. Like I said, they are a secret. Look at this girl here on the screen. I mean, she's looking like it's a secret, do you know what I mean? Like, she's looking pretty gobsmacked by this. So much so, I mean, look, to be honest, I don't know if she thinks that's a secret or if she's bloody worried. Trust me, guys, you shouldn't be worried, you shouldn't be worried. You should actually be excited. So don't have eyes like her, have eyes of excitement, because what I'm about to show you is flipping amazing. Like I said, no one else is teaching you, so let's jump into it. Number 1 comes down to being a figure of authority. So right now you can see on the screen, I've got a picture of the Amazon CEO, Jeff Bezos, obviously Steve Jobs, everyone knows who he is, obviously, and then you've got a cat in uniform, in a police uniform, because he's laying the law, right? And that's what you want to become, right? Number 1 is you want to become a figure of authority. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, first things first, if you look at Jeff Bezos and you look at Steve Jobs and people like that, what do you think? Well, the first thing you think of, solid, successful business owner, and that's the way that you want to come across. You don't want to come across as a timid person. You don't want to come across as a person that doesn't know what you're talking about. And now, don't get me wrong, in your situation right now, you probably are that person. You probably are timid. You probably don't have much confidence, and that's fine. But what I'm going to teach you moving forward is how you can actually become that figure of authority and someone that people want to come to. You want to become a person and a business owner that not only reaches out to these clients, but clients reach out to you because you look so good, you look like a figure of authority. Another thing I haven't mentioned also about my approach is when you sign up on these freelance websites and you reach out to clients, you're gonna have your own profile. And what this also means a lot of the time is people reach out to you. You know, I mentioned before the client that I landed for over 2,000 a month with never even speaking to them. Well, that same client reached out to me. I didn't do anything. One day I woke up to a message. The next day I landed as a 2,000 a month client. No phone call. I didn't do anything. They reached out to me just because I was that figure of authority. I was that business owner, that person that people wanted to be like, people wanted to work with. And that's what you need to become a master of. Especially when it comes down to, like I said, you're no longer having to convince them why they need social media. You just need to convince them to pick you. And what I'm actually gonna teach you is how you can do that, because once you've nailed that, super, super powerful. And guys, don't get me wrong here. I know I'm telling you all of this stuff, but don't think it just happened to me overnight. This is stuff that I'm about to teach you, which I tried and I failed. I tried and I failed. And I wish that I knew 12 months ago this stuff, because I would be so much more wealthier and have so much more success right now if I just knew these things back then. Like I said, I've tried and I failed over and over again. So don't just think, you know, this has come to me overnight. This is stuff that I've been in the trenches learning for the last 12 months. And I have failed, guys, on several occasions. So don't worry about that. I'm literally exactly like you guys. I'm no one special at all. I'm literally a guy who dropped out of university. I worked a normal job. I've just got a normal girlfriend. You know what I mean? I'm a normal person. I just had massive motivation for success and dreams and nice things. And to be honest with you, more than anything, just freedom. And to be honest with you, if you're watching this right now, I'm assuming you've got those same dreams. Am I right? So that's why I want to be going through this with you today. And that's honestly why I'm so excited to be sharing this with you. But so number one is being a figure of authority. And then number two is client acquisition. So once you become a master of being a figure of authority, being that person that people want to work with, right? What happens next is you need to actually go out and get clients. So it's all well saying like, okay, I'm this person that people want to work with, but if you don't know how to actually go out there and find clients, well, you're not going to get any clients, right? You need to know how to do that. Now, like I said, with my method, what I actually do is use freelance websites to reach out to warm leads, people who are already looking for these social media managers and social media marketers. So in regard to client acquisition, what you want to make sure you're doing is, you know, pretty much every day you want to make sure you're applying for these jobs. You're reaching out to business owners. You know, there's so many different websites out there. There's People Per Hour, Elance, Upwork.com, Freelancer.com, iFreelance. There's so many of them. You want to make sure you're constantly reaching out to these different business owners, because another thing you've got to think is like the amount of money that you make is directly proportionate to the amount of people that you speak to. So if you're speaking to 1,000 business owners a week, well then guess what? You're going to be more successful than the person that speaks to one business owner a week. So it all comes down to reaching out and constantly reaching out to these businesses using these freelance websites. So obviously, yeah, it's all good being that figure of authority, but you also need to know how to go out and actually get clients. And at the end of the day, guys, I speak about this so much, but client acquisition is the most important thing in your business. I see so many people spend so much pointless time on pointless stuff that really doesn't matter, when as long as they're focusing on client acquisition and actually reaching out to clients, then you're going to be way more successful. You know, just say you spend an hour a day reaching out to clients, then you're going to be way more successful than the person who spends 10 hours a day not reaching out to clients but doing other things like setting up these websites and all this other stuff. Like, you don't need that. All you need to do is make sure you're focusing on client acquisition. So that's my secret number two, make sure you do it. And then finally, in number three, you've got a beautiful picture of me here, looking really goddamn sexy if I say so myself. Rolling in ones, right? $1 notes. I mean, you see me there looking rich AF, just rolling in my clients' money. But you know, it was only a joke. I photoshopped this picture of my head on there. You can still see the sky between my massive curls as well if you look hard enough. Beautiful smile. But the point I wanted to do this is just to show you guys, look, I'm just a normal person, right? I'm a normal person. 12 months ago, I had no sales skills whatsoever. You know, the fact of the thought of even speaking to a business owner scared me massively, right? You need to know how to sell, right? Just a normal guy like me. I've spent thousands and thousands of pounds on like top sales training to be able to learn this stuff, and I'm actually going to be willing to share that with you today, which is massively exciting. But you know, that'll be you guys. Like, I know it's obviously a joke me sitting there rolling in ones. I don't do that with my money. My money sits in the bank and I invest it into myself and my education and things like that. But the thing is, you need to know how to land these clients. All jokes aside now, like, yeah, okay, you've reached out, you know, you're this figure of authority, right? You're confident in yourself. Number two, you reach out to clients. Well, what happens when a client replies to you? How do you close them? How do you actually land them as a client? And that all comes down to using sales techniques. Now, believe it or not, there's just so many things in life like that you can achieve by being persuasive and learning sales. And if you can do that, it will literally sort you for life. And in this business of social media marketing, you know, just say there's other freelancers, you need to become a master of learning sales, because let's say 10 people apply for the same job you do. Well, if you just know a few sales techniques, which trust me, these guys don't know, you're gonna massively increase your chances of actually getting the client. And to be honest with you, like, you're almost dead set on getting them over everyone else just because of how persuasive you can be. So for me, those are my most 3 important things. Number 1, being a figure of authority. Number 2, client acquisition. And then number 3, learning sales techniques. So that way you can get clients to pay you, and then you can Photoshop a picture of yourself if you want to, rolling in $1 notes, because you know, every month, every week, these clients will be paying you money to do a job that is honestly very, very easy, right? And then finally, after these first 3 tips here for actually landing clients, once you've landed them, the final thing you need to ensure that you do is actually like, get results for these clients. And I know this is where a lot of you guys get stuck and get worried, because you're like, I don't know anything about social media, I don't know this, I don't know that, and that's fine. Again, this is gonna be something that I'm able to teach you guys. But the thing is, you need to know how to get results for these, because if these business owners are paying you, you need to ensure that you're getting results for them. Now, whether you choose to do social media marketing or social media management, or whether you choose to do the both of them, you need to get results for them. Now, trust me, when I say to you Facebook ads, or when I even say to you something as simple as like social media management and like just doing some posting, like it might sound difficult, but I promise you it is so easy to do. And with what I'm about to show you guys, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really focus much on social media marketing anymore, just because I'm not a fan of ads, I'm not the biggest ads person. So what I focus on, just to prove to you how easy this is, I literally just focus on social media management, which is literally the posting, creating a few graphics, and managing the pages for these clients. Now what's fantastic is, anybody can do this. As long as you've got a laptop and you've got an internet connection, you can do this for business owners. You don't need any special skills, you don't need any of that. You just need to know a few key things, again, which I'm gonna teach you, which will allow you to be able to run this whole business. You don't need to be an expert in this. And to be honest with you guys, I just wanna prove to you, I dropped out of university. I barely passed my GCSEs at school, right? I'm not the most clever tool in the shed, right? I'm not the most clever tool in the box, whatever they're saying. Do you know, see what I'm saying? Like, I'm messing up on my words here. I am not an academically clever guy, right? However, I know a few things that are important, and I'm able to have a fairly successful business because of it. And that's another thing that I want to teach you now. And what's even better than this is, you know, at the beginning when I did my About Me slide, I showed you some of the travels that I've been on, and you know, I say to you, I like to travel all the time. Next month, I think it's less than a month now, I'm off to Amsterdam, I'm also off to Norway, I'm probably gonna go to Spain this year, probably gonna go to Cyprus as well, maybe Egypt. So many cool trips planned. Those are the only ones I've got planned. I'm probably gonna go on so much more this year alone. And that's because I have the freedom to do this. And now, you might be thinking like, well, you know, if you're still getting all these results for clients, like, how do you have the time to do that? And the truth is, A, it doesn't actually take a lot of time to do this yourself. But if you're lazy, and to be honest guys, I'm pretty lazy, and you don't want to do it yourself, the next thing you guys can actually do is outsource and automate your business, which for me is like the best thing I've ever done in my life. So you can see here, this is a picture of me just a couple months ago in Australia, a trip that 12 months ago, I would have had to have saved up months and months to even be able to afford this. And you know, when I used to work at my old job, I would have had to have booked the holiday off like months and months in advance. I would have to ask permission from my boss to be able to get this time off. And I'm assuming if you're watching this, it probably sounds quite familiar to a situation you've been in before or a situation you're in now. If that's true, like, you probably would love the idea to be able to just shoot off to Australia. And I'm not saying this to brag, right, because it was everything I ever dreamed of 12 months ago. And just a few months later, I've been able to achieve that because of the systems I've been able to put in place. So another thing that's really, really important, once you've got those clients and you know a bit about how to get results, the next thing you want to do is actually outsource it. Now, what is outsourcing? Well, outsourcing is when you pay someone else, you know, in another country. It doesn't always have to be in another country, but a lot of the time they're in another country. You pay them remotely to do a job, but at a fraction of the price. So an example for me is, just last week I landed a client for $1,000 a month. All I'm simply doing is posting once a day on their Facebook and Instagram pages. Now that might seem crazy to you right now. I'm posting once a day, the same post on Instagram and Facebook. Once a day. It takes me literally 2 minutes, and I'm getting paid $1,000 a month to do this. Now, I'm not sitting here to say this to brag, but it just shows you the opportunity. Now, I am then paying someone, you won't even believe this, $30 to do that for me. So all of a sudden, I'm making $970 a month and I'm doing nothing. I'm paying someone else to do it for me at a fraction of the price, and that is outsourcing. And that's another really, really key thing here, because you don't just want to have, you know, this business that runs for you. You also want to be able to build a lifestyle around the things you love. If you want to play video games all day, you want to go play guitar, or you want to travel the world, you have the freedom to do this. You are your own boss. You don't have to answer to anybody else. So that's another really, really important thing. Once you've landed the clients, once you know how to get some results, teach people and pass off that work to other people and pay them to do it at a fraction of the cost. And one thing I really just quickly want to ask you right now is, like, what would this do for you? If you could just jet off to Australia at the last minute and go traveling, or, you know, you could play video games all day and not have to answer to anyone else and make this kind of money, like, what would that do for you? Imagine the stuff you could do with your friends, imagine the stuff you could do with your family, imagine the cool people you could meet, the cool places you could go. Just rather than being stuck in this 9 to 5, this going to a university or doing a degree that you hate, you can actually build a lifestyle for yourself. And, you know, I really want you to imagine what that could be like, because I promise you, 12 months ago, it was all I ever dreamed of, and now just a few months later, I'm actually living my dream just because of a few key things I've implemented, and I promise you, they're so much easier than you think. So now, guys, obviously this is a massively watered down, quick overview of the business model, because if I sat here and told you absolutely everything to do with my business, I would be here for hours and hours and hours. It's just not physically possible for me to tell you everything inside of one video. So if you guys are actually interested in learning a little bit more, I want you guys to listen up, because what I'm about to show you now is massively, massively exciting. It's gonna be a huge opportunity for you. Now, guys, if I am gonna show you this, before I hop into it, I just need you guys to promise me 3 things, right? I need you to promise me 3 things, because what I am going to show you now is super, super powerful. Now, the first thing I need you guys to promise me is that you're willing to work just a couple of hours a week. Because it's all good me showing you this, but if you learn what I'm about to show you and you don't implement it, and you don't actually take some action on it, what's the point, right? You need to be willing to take the action. Can you do that for me? Because you got to understand, I'm not saying you've got to sit here and work 100-hour weeks to figure all this out. No, you haven't got to do that. You've got to be willing to just take a couple hours a week and execute upon what I'm about to show you. Can you do that? The second thing that I need you guys to promise me is that when you get this success, right, when you start to make some money for your clients, you're not just going to be doing this for the quick buck. You're not just doing this for money in your pocket. Now, don't get me wrong. We all start businesses because we want to make money. Money leads to a better lifestyle. It allows you to go traveling. It gives you freedom. But you don't want to be just in it for the money. I want you to promise, if you're doing this, you need to make sure you're providing good results for your clients. You need to make sure that if you hire outsourcers, that you're being nice to them, you're being friendly, you're being polite, and you're being an all-around genuine person to everyone that you interact with. Because money's nice, but the footprint that you leave on this earth, the footprint that you leave on these clients and your outsourcers and things like that, it is just as important, if not way more important. So can you promise me that as well? And the final thing, and the most important, and this is something that I've started doing myself and I really want you to start doing, and that is, when you do start to make some money and you do start to have a profitable business, start helping other people. I need you to promise me that. Like, can you do that for me? Because when it's all well you having your own success, it's all well, right, me showing you this and then you going and having all the success and keeping it to yourself, but I want to spread a message here, and I'm sure you do as well. Share your success, share your love with other people, teach people how to do the same thing. If you start making hundreds of thousands a year, donate some money to charity, treat your family and friends to meals, cover the bill when you go out of them and things like that. I don't want you to just keep all this success for you. I don't want you to keep all the money for yourself. I want you to start sharing it. So that's my final thing I need you to promise me. Can you do that now? If you can, and you have promised, then let's hop into what I'm about to show you. So do you know, in the beginning, guys, I spoke about the strategy that I learned that enabled me to get 10 clients last month. Well, this amazing strategy, I haven't just kept it to myself. I've actually taught it to a few students who have got mad, like, crazy results with it over the past few weeks and months. And I want to show you some of their crazy results, because to be honest with you, it's so fulfilling for me to see this, but it's quite unbelievable actually. So over here on the left hand side, you can see you've got Harry. Now, what's crazy about Harry is on Thursday, he learned all of this stuff. And then by the Monday, so what is that? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So 4 to 5 days later, he actually landed his first client. Now, he only landed it for £278 a month. But as you can see here, all he's doing is literally running a Facebook page. He's managing a Facebook page for £300 a month. Like, I want you to imagine what that would do for you. What would an extra £300 a month do for you right now for little to absolute no work? You know, would that cover your bills? Would that cover your car payment? Would that cover your food? You know, would that enable you, like, to be honest with you, would that pay for flights somewhere every month? Would that enable you to have more savings? Like, an extra £300 a month for very minimal work, like, It's fantastic. Another thing here you can see, the second one, you've got Harry again. This is a different Harry now. And Harry implemented some of the stuff he learned, and he was able to actually go out to Sri Lanka, and whilst he was out there, he was making money. He was making money whilst in Sri Lanka. Now, he was normally used to a 9 to 5, I think maybe even like a 9 to 6 corporate job. Every single day, 5-6 days a week, he would get up, go to this job that he absolutely hated, and now, because of the stuff he's learned and the stuff he implemented, he was able to actually head out to Sri Lanka and earn money whilst being in a boiling hot country, sipping on cocktails, having beers, nice food, and still making money. He outsourced everything. He paid someone else to do the job for him at a fraction of the cost, and he was just profiting, living his life, which is madness. The next thing here you can see Simon. Now, Simon's another person who's absolutely killing it. At the time of recording this, he already landed 3 clients from the stuff I've shown him. I'm not going to spend here all day showing you about the crazy results that students have got, but if you look here on the next page, so you can see here, this is Craig. Craig landed a student on the Saturday, and just a couple of days later, he was already almost ready to sign another client. Since then, I can then say he did land that client, which is fantastic, and I think he's since gone on to land even more. You got Richard here, who also landed his first client, another student here landing a client, and then finally here on the final page, this is one of the craziest stories here. You've got Naveed, that he literally went from absolute dead broke, like massively broke. I don't know if he was quite in his overdraft, but I know he was really struggling for money, like he barely had any money at all. And then just a few weeks later, he was already making $5,000 a month in recurring revenue. And what's crazy is, since then now, he's now up to the 10K per month mark, since I've shared that information and shared that knowledge with him. So people are absolutely killing it. You got Ryan here as well. Ryan landed a $1,000 per month retainer client, and then just a few days later, landed another one for $600. And then finally over here, we've got another Ryan who also closed the client at $1,100 per month. Now trust me guys, this doesn't even scratch the surface of some of the results that some other students of mine have absolutely been crushing it. There's several other people who've managed to quit their jobs and take this full time in just a few weeks that I've actually started sharing this information out to the people. So honestly, I'm super proud of them all. It just proves that this system works. People have been getting crazy results. Now what's fantastic about this is it just proves that it's so actionable. The stuff that I'm teaching isn't generic, it isn't any of that fluffed up stuff where I'm like, you gotta do this to be rich. It's none of that. It's literally actionable, step by step. If you follow this, you will go and get clients, which is fantastic, and why, like I said, they're getting such amazing results. Now guys, if you're really serious about learning some more, I've got something really exciting to show you, and that is my step-by-step guide, my Social Media Marketing Academy course. Now guys, I am super pumped for this, like so unbelievably pumped by this. Students have been getting mad results. So what I decided to do was put together a program that goes step by step through absolutely everything in my business, holding nothing back. Now, I'm gonna go through each module now in a second, but I'm not just talking like this is how you do it. Like everything is shared. Every single secret, I've held nothing back. And like I said, this is a massively unique business model. There's no one else out there doing this, no one else out there teaching this, which is why these students of mine are going out there and crushing it so well, just because of how actionable and step by step this guide is. Okay, so the first things that included here is the getting started module. Now, what I do in here is just answer some questions that I know a ton of you are thinking. So obviously, number one, I welcome you guys to the course, go through it, everything that's included. Number two, I break down the difference between social media management and marketing and help you choose which one that you should go for. Number three, we've got freelancing versus agency. So what this is here is, should you do the normal agency model in cold call, or should you do the freelance approach like I teach here? Both are fantastic. I break that down in that video. Then we go into the options that you have, the websites that you can choose from. And then number five, before we start, you do not do this. This is a really important video that you guys need to go through. Like, if you're doing this, you're gonna mess up massively, and you do not want that, right? It's gonna screw everything up unless you do this. Next on is the juicy bits. Now we start to get into the module one, and that's actually getting yourself set up on these freelance websites. Now, in my opinion, this here is one of the most important things ever, just because of how powerful it is. We spoke about authority earlier in this video, and this part of this here is to do with that. So you want how to set up your profile and get yourself approved. Massively important. If you sign up for websites now, you're not going to get approved. These freelance websites, because of how powerful they are, they have approval processes. Now, I've nailed a strategy so you can get approved just like that, straight away. If you go and do it on your own now, I'm sorry, but you're probably not going to get approved. And if you do, it's going to take you weeks and months to be able to figure this out. Number two, how to optimize your account. I speak all about how you can make yourself come across fantastic, get the most replies on these jobs that you apply for. portfolio, skills, employment history. I go through every little secret that you can do to go out and make yourself look fantastic. Every single thing that you need to put in there, I cover it. How to write an awesome profile? Again, I cover exactly how you can write profiles. Like these people who are charging thousands per hour, I'm going to show you how to write a profile like that so people want to work with you. And then finally, I've got one trick here that will help you make more money. Trust me, I'm not joking. This isn't clickbait. Like this one trick will help you make more money. So there's another thing that I show you there. We haven't even gone to this is literally just module 1, which is mad. There's so much value in here already. So number 2 on them, we go on to actually how to get clients. As we said before, how you get clients is quite possibly the most important part in your business. Okay, yeah, you could argue that outsourcing your business is important, but you can only outsource your business once you actually have clients. So what I'm going to show you here is exactly the strategy that I used to go out and get 10 clients in January. You know, an exact strategy. No BS. No, this is sort of how you do it. No, like, oh, you cold call all these businesses and do this. No, none of that. This is exactly how I did it. This is exactly how you can do it. And to give you a bit of insight here as well, first few months I started doing this business thing, I made loads of mistakes. I made so many mistakes, and you know, I might get 1 or 2 clients a month, which, don't get me wrong, is still good. It was only, you know, when I really stumbled upon this strategy that enabled to massively increase that to 10 clients a month, and that is what I share in here. It's no one else is teaching this stuff. I'm just putting no one else is. It's insane. So yeah, we go over how to write a killer cover letter to get the most replies, what jobs to apply for, how to know who to reach out to, what jobs to apply for, and things like that. The quickest way you can do it, you know, like I've already said, this is about working smart, not hard. You don't have to dedicate 40 hours a week to this business model. You don't have to do that. You just need to dedicate a few hours a week. So what I'm going to go through is the quickest way for you to do this, the most efficient way to do this while still getting good replies and still landing clients. Then I'm going to go on to buying leads. Now, you don't have to do this, but if you've got some extra money to invest, you can buy leads and massively speed up the process. IPAs, income producing activities, we've covered that a bit in this video, but I have a whole video dedicated on why you need to focus on things that bring revenue into the business, why you should keep your overheads low, smart work versus hard work, and I'd probably go in depth as that business model and why it's important. Everyone's got that back to front. That's a real eye-opener, that video. Then, getting clients with no previous experience. I know that's something you guys are all worrying about. I have no experience with this, I have no experience with that. Why would anyone hire me? Oof, this is, do you know what, I just can't believe how much value is in this training, to be honest. It's madness. I show you exactly, not only how did I go and get clients with no experience, I want to make another thing clear. The only job I ever had before this is I worked stacking shelves in a retail store, scanning items at a till. That's the only experience I had. I'd never run paid Facebook pages before, I've never run ads, I've never done any of that stuff, ever. To the extent that when I got my first client, because basically I spent so much time on social media, I was addicted to like Facebook and that, so like not like using it, literally just scrolling through, that I decided one year, like, you know what, I'm just going to give up Facebook. So it come to the extent that when I got my first client, I didn't even really know how to make a Facebook post because I'd given it up. I'm going to show you exactly how I managed to go out and get clients without any experience. I'm also going to show you how some of my students, pretty much all of them who entered this, had no experience whatsoever. They've all managed to go out and get clients, and that's pretty much just come from the things that I teach you in this one video alone. It's madly valuable. The next thing here, we covered this earlier, the importance of selling clients. How do you sell? How can you sell these clients? What techniques, persuasive techniques, can you use to land them, to get them to pay you this money? So this is a really important module here. I'm going to teach you how to sell. Not only that, how do you price your services? How much do you charge? A lot of the question here is like, how much do I charge for these different services? Don't worry, I break that down so much in detail here. My exact pricing methods, and not only just that, my exact sales strategies. And what's fantastic here is I've spent thousands and thousands of pounds on sales training alone in the past 12 months. I break that all down and give it to you within this training. Not only that, I also show you a couple different types of sales. So, you know, I've said to you before earlier in this video that I've landed clients before without ever having a phone call with them. So, you know, there's not only a sales techniques to use over the phone, I've also got sales techniques for those of you guys who don't want to get on the phone. If you feel nervous and don't want to get on the phone in the beginning, you just want a messenger, well, don't worry. I'll teach you in this course here exactly how you can actually go out and sell clients and use sales techniques within messages. I actually give you those sales scripts as well, which is fantastic. So here, you know, breaking it down, I teach you how to price your services, whether you should do fixed rate or hourly pay, logical and emotional selling, the direct messenger sale. We go over why you need to get potential clients on the phone. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't have to. It helps if you get them on the phone, but like I said, one of the largest clients I've landed at $2,000 a month before, never had a phone call. So you don't have to do that, but it explains the benefit of it if you want to. It just helps the process. Buyer-seller dynamic, how to structure the sales call. This is a 30-minute video alone. Fantastic, like mind-blowing stuff. No one taught me this. I learned this being in the trenches, my trials and errors and mistakes. I've made this fantastic sales structure here that is just, in my opinion, is unbeatable. How to upsell your services. So let's say you land a client for $1,000 a month, but then you've got extra services you can sell them. Well, I teach you how to turn a client that you've got for $1,000 a month, maybe into a client for $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. Heck it, $5,000 a month if you want to. Then we go into the proposal. So it's all good, you know, landing these clients, but what do you do once you've landed the clients? Once you've sold them, what do you do? Well, I'm gonna send you over a template of a proposal that I send over to sort of agree upon a price and things like that. Next, how to take payments. I know a lot of you are worried, like, okay, how do I take payments and all things like that? Like I said, my whole business model was covered. I don't leave anything out, from landing the clients, from selling them, from getting paid. How you can charge more for Facebook ads, we cover that, and how to close them every single time with these closing lines. That video is worth thousands alone. That is insane, that video. You need to watch it, fantastic. Okay, our next module here, module 4, is all on authority. We've spoken about authority in this video as well. You know the power of it. The first thing I cover is the importance of authority. Why it is so important that you become a figure of authority. Number 2, how you brand yourself to become that figure of authority. I also cover that. Authority doesn't just come from the way you portray yourself in person and over voice and over writing. It also comes in how you portray yourself in the quality of work you provide. So I show you how to create professional reports, how that you can set up a calendar to schedule and book meetings, to treat yourself as a proper business owner, how you can film a video to place on your profile to make you step out and go this extra mile upon, you know, compared to these other freelancers. I also tell you the importance, believe it or not, this will be a massive game changer for a lot of you, but sometimes you just need to turn down clients, you need to turn down money. Might seem crazy saying this to you now, but you just need to know when to say no, and I'm also going to teach you that. And then finally, the importance of testimonials and reviews, and how you can always get 5-star feedback, because at the end of the day, you want 5-star reviews, because the more 5-star reviews you get, the more clients you get. It's literally as simple as that. I've never ever received a low-star review in my life. I teach you exactly why that's happened, because don't get me wrong, I do produce good work, but it's not just down to that, it's down to other things as well, and I teach you how you can ensure that you always get 5-star reviews and good testimonials. Okay, next, outsourcing. Outsourcing is one of the most important things in the world. The fact that I've got the ability to go to places like Australia, Amsterdam, all around Europe, Africa, America, how I've been able to go to all these places, Asia, things like that, it's all down to the outsourcing of the business, because you just don't want a business, you don't want to work in the business all the time. It's cool, don't get me wrong, if you work on a normal job and then all of a sudden you quit that job and work from home, that's really fulfilling, it's really cool. But you don't just want that, you also want the ability to have all the free time in the world. It can become a means to an end. Let's say you want to earn a few grand a month, you want to outsource it all, then you've got a full-time income coming in without you doing anything. You can then focus on other business models, other passions, other hobbies, traveling, and literally do whatever you want. And that's fortunate enough for me, the life that I lead right now. I'm a massive geek, I love video games, massive geek actually. I love all things Nintendo, just general video games, Call of Duty, you know, Fortnite's blowing up at the minute, I'm massive into that. But I also love traveling. So what I spend a lot of my time is when I'm not traveling and I'm at home, I'll play a lot of video games. I'll spend a lot of time with my girlfriend. I still, you know, I'm a massive, I have to be doing something, I have to be busy. So I focus on other businesses. I focus on this YouTube channel here and all cool things like that. But outsourcing has given me the ability to do that. So what I do is teach and train you exactly how to outsource your business. So firstly, I cover how and why you should outsource, you know, but not just that. I really, like, this is the thing, this is the thing I'm about to show you, like, this training series is, it's so actionable, because I don't just say, okay, this is what you do. I literally show you how you can create a job posting and how you can find an outsourcer. The best thing as well is I actually show you me going live, like real time, me picking and showing you outsourcers that I would hire myself. I actually show you it live, the things to look for. I cover why the cheapest outsourcers aren't always the cheapest. This is a massive misconception. I go into it then. What tasks you should outsource. How much you need to pay your outsourcers, because that's another confusion. Like, you don't know what percentage of your income, how much, are they ripping me off? Are they a good price? Don't worry, I teach you this. Communication is key. I tell you the importance of communicating with your outsourcers. Just before that, you can see their example of great outsourcers live. As I said, I show you live exactly freelancers and outsourcers that I would hire to do the jobs for me. Not just like, this is how you find them, like literally in real person, these people are great. Do you know what I mean? I show you live, which is fantastic. And then how you can trust these outsourcers and giving them access to your social media accounts. Because I know that's another thing a lot of people worry about. They worry about things like, but how can I trust them? How do I give them access to my pages? Like, how do they do that? Don't worry, I cover it. So now we've gone past all that, I then go into module 6, which is teaching you guys how to get results for clients. So, okay, you've landed the client, you've sold them, you've done all that fantastic stuff, all's going great. Let's say, I massively recommend you outsource it from the get-go, but let's say you don't want to outsource it, right? Let's say you want to do the results yourself because A, you enjoy it, but B, like, you want to learn some more and you want to actually understand what you're doing. Well, don't get me wrong, I teach you exactly everything you need to know to do with the results. Now, at the time of recording this, we've got 6 videos in here, but trust me, over the next few weeks, I'm adding so much more into there. Like, those 6 things that I show you right now is everything I do in my business. 100% everything that you need to know is included in there. But on top of that, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be adding so much more stuff in there on how to get results for clients. But you don't even need it. I'm just providing extra value because I enjoy doing it. And like I said, nowadays I've got quite a passive lifestyle. There's only so much Fortnite I can play in a day and only so much traveling. So I get a lot of fulfillment and enjoyment out of filming these videos for you guys. So I'm going to pop some more in there very, very soon. But what you've got currently is how to get results for clients. So, which is also massively important. You want them to be happy, and you also want to get good results for them. We spoke about this earlier. I made you promise to me that, you actually keep your clients happy. Like, you'll be a good businessman, you'll be a good partnership to those clients, right? You want to provide good results, and that's important. And I show you how to do that. Number 1, I show you how to onboard them. So you've landed the client, what's the next steps? I show you everything that I do, the stage between actually starting getting results for them and doing the work and landing them, that in-between part, how do you onboard them? I show you. Hashtag strategies for Instagram. This is a really, really good way off the bat to get really quick results for them. There's quite a knack to it, which I show you in here. Fantastic. Another thing, how to grow your Instagram page. Show you how to do that for your clients. Get them some more followers, get them some engagement. Another thing, finding copyright-free images. The last thing you want to do is not use copyright-free images and then get in trouble, right? Chances are you probably won't, but you want to make sure you're using these copyright-free images. I tell you why, and I also show you exactly the websites you can use and how to do all of that. Another one, sample posts for clients. This is also something you can't learn reading in books and stuff. This is something I learned firsthand. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic way to land clients and also go the extra mile for them, is providing them with sample posts. And what I teach you here is how to get those sample posts, what sample posts to do, and all things like that. And then the final thing, the most important key bit of information here in the results part is what's known as the 70-20-10 rule. Mind-blowing information. It's a fantastic little rule that you should follow when getting results for clients. If you do follow this, you're going to get them, you're going to keep them very happy, let's put it that way. So next here we come on to module 7, which is the automation and scaling part. So you've got everything else nailed down, the business is running. Well, what happens if you want to start scaling it from a couple grand a month up to 10 grand a month, 15 grand a month? What happens when, okay, you've outsourced it, but some of the other parts of the business that you have to do yourself, a couple of the other things, like how can you automate that? Well, I show you exactly how you can do that. So number 1, I show you how you can automate social media posting. If you do decide to do it yourself, I want to show you exactly how to do that. Number 2, systems building. The video, it's only a 4-minute vid, but trust me, so much value in those 4 minutes. You need to know how to build systems around your business that allow it to run as smooth as possible, because at the end of the day, you want to withdraw yourself out of the business as much as possible. Like, if you're stressed about your business 100 hours a week, but you're only working 10 hours, well, you're pretty much working 100 hours because you're always thinking about it. You're always stressed. You want to build systems that allow this to completely run automated in the background. Not just the stuff you outsource, but the stuff you can't outsource, the stuff you've sort of got to do yourself. Now, there's not loads of that, but you're still going to have to do a tiny bit of work. Even if it's a couple hours a month, you're going to need to be willing to do that. But, you know, if you can automate that as easy as possible, that's exactly what you want. And then finally here, one of the most important, biggest tips in the world right here is how to outsource and automate your whole business. Now, I explain everything here, my whole business model. I literally hold nothing back from the second I start to the second I finish work on the client, right? It's all included in here. Then finally here, we've got some bonus things to end out the course. We've got a little thank you message here to say thank you for watching. And then if you guys want to earn even more money, I can teach you how you can make 40% commission off the back of this training program. And if you'd like further help, I'll tell you how you can get in touch with me. So just a couple bonus things there for those of you guys who get into the course. Now guys, I just want to take a second and make you think about a few things. And the first of which is, imagine you went through all this course, right? And all it did was allow you to quit your job. Would it be worth it to you? Imagine you quit your job tomorrow and you're able to work from home, you're able to travel, you're able to spend more time with your friends, more time with your family, you were less stressed, and you genuinely enjoyed your job now, and you're able to work a tiny percentage of what you did before. Would it be worth it to you? Because I can tell you something from previous experience. For me, the best thing I've ever done is take that leap into social media marketing and work from home. It's massively transformed my life. Another thing, imagine if all this training did was allow you to make an extra £2,000 a month on top of what you're already earning. Let's say you already love your job, you already love your career, but you want to earn a bit more money. What would an extra £1,000 a month, what would an extra £2,000 a month do for you with minimum input? If you outsource it, your life's going to be no different. You're still going to go to job, and then when you get home, you've got a business that runs on autopilot for you and brings you in this money. What would that extra money allow you to do? Would it allow you to save up for a nicer house? Will it allow you to put a bigger down payment down? Would it allow you to have nicer holidays? Would it allow you to go on nicer meals with your girlfriend, with your partner, with your boyfriend? I just want you to imagine what that will allow you to do, because when you really start to look into these things, it's like the law of attraction. By actually visualizing what you can have and what these things can do for you, it naturally brings you closer to it. Now look guys, because of how powerful this is, I had two choices to make. I had choice number one, which was make this course as cheap as possible and try and sell it to as many people as I possibly could. Stack it up, sell it to hundreds of thousands of people, but make it cheap. Now the truth is guys, if I made it cheap like that, it really wouldn't incentivize me to stack the value in it. It really wouldn't incentivize me to put hours and hours and share my whole business model that I've spent months and months and trials and errors learning that no one else is doing. It wouldn't incentivize me to really stack that value up for you if I just made it really cheap. Or I had the second option, which was make it a little bit more expensive, make it require a little bit more of an investment, but put my heart and soul into it. In exchange for that, higher price tag, I'm able to devote absolutely everything into it and hold nothing back. Devote more money, devote more time into making sure this is as best as it possibly could. The thing is guys, I really want you to succeed. And I know by doing this, you're gonna absolutely crush it. For those of you guys that are watching this right now, you're clearly interested in learning about my business model and learning a bit more, right? And because you've waited this far into the video and because you are so interested in making a change in your life, I've got something special for you. And that is access to my Social Media Marketing Academy course. So to recap, this is what's included. Number one, everything we just went through then, all 7 modules, all 50 plus videos, you're gonna get access to. Now, like I said, this is stuff that nobody else online is teaching. This is stuff that only I am teaching. I've learned this being in the sticks. This isn't something I've just found online and I've regurgitated it for you guys to learn. This is stuff that I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds a month losing out on money from mistakes that I've made and things that I've been able to do well, things I've done wrong and learn until I've narrowed it down to this fantastic strategy that I use now. So the first thing you're going to get is lifetime access to everything that we just went through. Like I said, all 7 modules and all 50 plus video lessons. Now, because of the pure amount of value in that, it's actually worth £2,997 alone. On top of that, what you're gonna get is lifetime support and access to a Facebook group. Now, what's fantastic with this is the Facebook Mastermind group is anyone who jumps into this course is all inside of a Facebook group. So you're gonna allow yourself to be able to mastermind and network with like-minded people. I know it's very cliche, but as the saying goes, your net worth is your network. The people that you surround you with, it's so important. If I didn't surround myself with successful, like-minded people, I'd be nowhere near where I am today. So what you're going to get access to is this, private Facebook mastermind group. You're going to be able to ask me any questions personally and ask everyone else in the group, and everyone sort of motivates each other up to success. And not only that, you can even make some friends for life in there, which is fantastic, and that's valued at £997 alone. On top of that, just for those of you guys that are watching this video, if you get access to this anywhere else apart from watching this video, you don't get access to this. So this is something purely special for you watching, and that is personal phone access to me. So literally I will give you, right here, my phone, I will literally give you my personal phone number. You can WhatsApp me, you can text me whenever you want. And what I'll do is I'll get right back to you. I'll send you messages back, I'll send you voice notes back. You don't just lose all access to me as soon as you jump into it. I want to help you guys. I want you to be successful. I want you to make money. I want you to change your lives. So what you're going to do is have 24/7 mentorship and access to me via my personal phone. Now, normally, I'm not just going to give this out to everyone. I can't do that. My time is valuable. My time is worth a lot of money. I've got several businesses now that are all very profitable, and it doesn't really make any sense for me to do this. Normally, if you were to just get mentorship from me and you wanted 24/7 phone access for me, I charge you £1,000. I charge you £997. Now, this isn't just for 30 days. This isn't just for 2 weeks after you get in. This is for lifetime. You've got my personal number. You can text me and message me whenever you want to. Like I said, and that's valued at £997 alone, and that's specific to people who get in using this video. And then finally, the most valuable of everything here is access to my secret formula for landing clients. Now, if I never even figured out the secret formula to how I was able to get 10 clients in January, let's say I never figured that out, this training series would still be fantastic. Fantastic. But I doubled the size of my business because of one secret strategy that I was tempted not to even put in here because of how valuable it is. But you know what? Like I said, I'm not doing this anymore because of the money or anything like this. I'm doing this because I genuinely care and I want to help people. So I've decided to include it, and that alone is valued at £4,997, which gives a total value of everything. So you've got lifetime access to all 7 modules, 50+ video lessons at £2,997. You've got lifetime support in the private mentorship and mastermind Facebook group for £997. Personal phone access to me and mentorship 24/7, specific and special to this video for £997, and then secret access to the formula that I use to land clients, valued at £4,997, which is a total value of £9,988 inside of this training course. Now, from everything we just went through then, quitting your job, traveling the world and things like that, you can easily see why this course is worth £5,000, because that secret strategy alone for landing clients is worth that. Besides everything else, besides the personal mentorship, besides all of the other videos, if I just gave you access to how I get clients, it would be easily worth so much money. So you can see why I could easily charge £4,997 for this course, because of the life it's been able to give me, because of all the fantastic results that students are getting, I could easily charge £4,997. And I'm assuming you can see how I could do that, right? Now, obviously, guys, I'm not going to charge that much for you. Like I said, I want to help as many people as possible. So for today only, you can get access to this course, not for £9,988, not for £4,997. You can get access to this course for only £497, which is absolutely mind-blowing, to be honest. It is so cheap. And this is for a limited time only. Seriously, the more people that get in, the more results that people are going to get. I'm really considering putting that price up really soon to at least 1,000. Because like I said, it's worth 10,000. I could easily charge 5,000. I'm charging a tenth of that. I'm charging £497, which is absolute madness. Now, I do want you to act fast. Depending on when you're watching this, the price may or may not have gone up. I'm unsure, depends when you're watching this. But to get access, all you have to do is click the link below in the description and sign up right away. As soon as you signed up, I'll know, I'll have your email address. And what I'll do is I'll email you over my phone number. Or if you can also see the link below, there's gonna be access links to my Instagram page. Literally, shoot me an Instagram DM telling me that you've got in the course. I can then check that you're in the course. If you are, I'll give you access to my personal phone number. I'll get you access to the personal, the mastermind Facebook group and all of that good stuff. I can't wait to see you go out and kill it. The thing is, guys, if you actually want to go out and get results for yourself, just like I have, just like my other students, I really massively recommend you take action today. Investing in yourself is literally the best thing you can do. You know, if you invest in something like Bitcoin, yeah, even if it all blows up, tomorrow it could be worth 10 times that amount, but you may lose it all, right? Yeah, it might be worth 10,000, okay, you've made 10,000. If you invest in your education, this stuff that you learn, it's gonna be with you forever. So, okay, yeah, a lot of this stuff I'm gonna teach you in the course is how to go out and get clients, but some of the sales stuff, that is worth thousands alone. That doesn't just relate to this course and social media marketing, that relates to every aspect of life. So, you know, an investment in yourself is by far the best investment you can make. It's better than any investment in stocks, it's better than any investment into some fancy cryptocurrency or, you know, I'm not being funny, £497, I bet you find you probably spend more than that on coffee a year. Instead, you're gonna be able to invest in yourself, create a life of your dreams. And you know, if you don't think it works, don't listen to me, listen to what my students are saying. I've so many people now quit their jobs by following this step by step. And I'm not talking quit their jobs in months and months and months. I'm talking people quit their jobs in the space of a few weeks of going through this training. Now, obviously a lot of you are saying like, you know, if you really cared that much, why wouldn't you give it away for free? Well, the thing is, I could give it away for free, but then the only problem is you've got absolutely no incentive to go and take action. When you buy something, you put something on the line, you risk something. By risking that money and by putting that money on your line, you've then got something at stake for you to go out and execute upon it. Because so many times, I know friends that have given me access to stuff and I'm not paid for stuff and I do not go and take action on it. By putting something on the line, by putting that money on the line, you're more likely to go out and actually execute on those things that you're learning. Now finally, before I go in and answer a few common questions that I know you're all thinking, I just want to say if you are on the fence about hopping in, you guys just need to go for it. It takes absolutely no cost to start. This isn't where you're not just gonna all of a sudden, you know, it's not like I'm not lying to you, you're not gonna click on the course and then all of a sudden you're gonna get to the first module and you're gonna be like, all right, so, you know, what you're gonna have to do is buy this, 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 and this. No. It's an all-inclusive thing. You don't need to go out and spend any more money after this course. You don't need to go and spend money on this, spend money on that. You don't need to. It's no cost at all for you to get started. And let's say you don't want to do this forever. It's not what you envision yourself doing forever. Don't worry. Get a few clients, outsource it, and use it as a means to an end. Use it to be able to go and set up your next business that you want to, or just say you're really passionate about singing and songwriting and you want to become a singer. Well, if you're working a 9-to-5 job, it's going to be a lot harder for you to break out. Instead, set this business model up, set it up and running, outsource it, so then you can then focus all that time on your passions and build up something else if you want to. So even if this isn't what you want to do forever, use that as a means to an end. There's honestly so many positives for jumping in today. I really don't want you to miss out before that price goes up. You guys really just need to invest in yourself. Now finally here, what I'm going to do to end out this video now is I'm going to go through some common questions that I know a ton of you are thinking here. And the first one is going to be, do you need any money to start? I've covered this already. You need absolutely no money to start. This course is the only investment you need. I share absolutely everything. You don't need to go spend any money. The only money you're ever going to need to spend is money after you get a client. So if you decide you get a client, you want to outsource, well obviously you're going to have to pay those outsourcers, but that cost doesn't incur until you get your client. So you only actually pay people money and spend money once you've got money coming in, and that money that you're spending is so minimal. Like I said, my outsourcing cost for a client that pays me 1,000 is 30, right? So there's no secret hidden costs that you've got to pay up front. You literally need no money to start. So if you don't have any money, you don't have a job coming in and you're worried about any of that, you don't need it. You can literally get started with nothing. The next thing I know you're worried about is you don't have a lot of experience. Now some of you might, the chances are 99% of you have no experience. Am I right? And if you have no experience, what I want you to do is stop worrying. I had no experience. All the students that are getting mad results had no experience. I teach you inside of this course some really, really secret tips that you can do to go away and land these clients without any experience and make yourself come across like you do have experience. I share all of that. You literally need nothing to get started. And you know what? Let's say you don't want to outsource. Let's say you want to do it all yourself. I teach you how to get these results. So if you don't have any results yet and you don't have any experience, you don't have any skills, don't worry. But don't worry if you don't have any experience, because like I said, guys, everything is included in this course. I show you how you can get results for clients yourself, how you can build up this skill and the knowledge to do so, and also when you don't have any experience in the beginning, how you can get clients to hire you without any experience. So that's all included. And if you don't believe me, take a look at some of the student successes that we looked at earlier. Pretty much all of them, most of them anyway, had no experience going into this and they've still landed clients because it is included in the course. Another question I get is, you know, I live in this country, I live in this location within the UK, within the US, I live in this country, I live in this country. It's not in a good place for it. There's no businesses locally. Don't worry. Honestly, it doesn't matter what country you're from. If you're from India, if you're from Africa, if you're literally in Europe, if you're in the US, in the UK, it doesn't matter where you're from. Everything I'm showing you is online based. All of your clients are online. I have clients in Australia, I have clients in the UK, I have clients all around Europe, in New Zealand. I've had clients everywhere, in the USA. So it doesn't matter where I'm based. I could be traveling the world right now, not have any home anywhere, and just be constantly traveling. It wouldn't matter because I'd still get new clients. It doesn't matter where you live. As long as you have an internet connection, you can get clients. Another question all the time is, am I too old? Am I too young for this? And the answer is no. It doesn't matter what age you are. The older you are, it looks like you're more professional and more of a businessman, probably more life experience. The younger you are, in a lot of cases, might be a negative. If you're getting into, I don't know, real estate and some 13-year-old kid rocks up, they're probably going to be thinking, how does he know what he's talking about? You've got to understand, we're talking about social media now. When a 13-year-old kid rocks up for a social media job, that's actually a good sign. A lot of these people are older, they don't know how to use social media, so they're relying on this millennial generation, these younger guys, to be able to do the job for them. So it doesn't matter what age you are, doesn't matter if you're older, doesn't matter if you're younger, you can go and do this. Honestly, if anything, it's a benefit being younger, just because people know that we've been brought up with social media our whole lives. Another question is, you just don't know enough about social media in general. Cut that out, all right? It's so easy to learn, and everything's included in this course. Step by step, everything you need to know, I teach you. So don't even worry if you don't know anything now. By the end of this training, you will. Another thing that's crazy here, people always say, is the market too saturated? What about all these people, you know, looking to find clients? Surely it's too saturated? That's not the case. You gotta understand, there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of businesses in this world, right? Millions of businesses. How many people do you think are going to get into social media marketing? There's never going to be enough people in social media marketing to saturate the market. Every single day, there is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs added, like close to thousands of jobs added on these different social media freelance websites every single day, just looking for social media work. There's not including anything else, just people looking for social media managers and social media marketers. There's hundreds, if not thousands, a day added. There's enough business to go around for everyone. There is so much work out there that all you need to do is land 1 or 2 clients to be able to make a full-time income. Trust me, it's not saturated. There's millions of businesses. There's only maybe hundreds of people in social media marketing. If you look at the comparison, it's nowhere near saturated. People get too worried about this, and you know what? Like, don't get me wrong. There's never going to be a better time to act now. Now, if like you do this in 7, 8, 10 months from now, it's still going to be unsaturated. However, it'll be more saturated than if you hop in today. The sooner you start, the more businesses that there are going to be available for you to work with. So, you know, there's never a better time than now. But no, it's not ever going to get too saturated. Not for the foreseeable future, anyway. Another question I always get is like, you know, Brad, I don't know how to sell. I don't know how to speak to clients. You know, we went through the modules already. I've spent thousands of pounds this year alone on sales training, right? From the top sales experts in the world who have done billions of dollars in sales. I've paid thousands to learn from them, right? Paid thousands to learn from them. And I include this in the course at a fraction of the price, plus everything else that's included. Trust me, I've learned from the best, and I'm going to teach you everything I've learned. So you're not going to have an issue. By the end of this, you're going to be like bloody Jordan Belfort at sales, right? Trust me, you're going to be fine. I teach you everything you need to know on how to sell and land clients within this course. Another thing people always say is, I don't have the confidence to do this. Trust me, you do have the confidence. If you really are worried and you don't like the idea of picking up the phone and getting on calls, well, obviously that's going to help, and you probably should overcome that confidence, right? I've got other videos on this YouTube channel about confidence. But if you don't want to, if you really are that nervous person like I used to be, you don't have to have phone calls. I've landed clients before. Like I said, I landed a client for 2K a month without ever having a phone call with them, without ever speaking to them in person, all over Messenger. And within this course, I teach you how you can actually land these clients using messaging services as well, which is fantastic. Another thing that people always say is, how much time does this take? Like, you know, I'm a busy person, I work full time, I'm at college full time, or, you know, I just don't have the time to dedicate to this. And to that people I say, yes, you do. This isn't one of those things where you have to spend hours and hours cold calling. You don't have to spend hours and days and months doing all this stuff. All I need you to commit is a couple hours a week to reach out to these clients, because that's the most important thing here. Obviously, you go through the course, you can go through your course at your own pace. If you want to do a lesson a day or do the whole course in 2 days, it's completely your choice, right? But you can go through this course at your own pace, and then after that, all you need is a couple hours per week to dedicate to reaching out to these clients. That's literally all you have to do. It doesn't take you hours and hours and hours a day. I'm just asking for a couple hours a week of your time. And to be honest, if you say you don't have a couple hours a week, well, you've just got your priorities in the wrong place, because everyone's got the same amount of hours in a day. It's just up to whether or not you make the time. If you make the time to make this happen, everyone's got a couple hours a week. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Go to bed 20 minutes later. Don't watch TV for 30 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So skip breakfast and eat a larger lunch and do it then. Everyone can make time. Work out a bit quicker. Rather than have an hour workout, just have a 30-minute workout. Get it in, alright? So that's another thing, you do have time. Another thing is that, like, people always ask me, will this work for me? And the answer is obviously yes. Look at all these student results, right? We've got people in all different realms, people in all different countries, all different ages, all different skill sets, right? People going out there landing clients. There's people that can barely speak any English who have gone out there and landed clients. People have landed clients with phone calls. People have landed clients without ever having phone calls. It will work for you. Whatever your situation right now, whatever your experience level, this will work. It's worked for me, it's worked for them, and it will work for you. And the final question here today before we end up the video is, what else do I need? And the answer is absolutely nothing apart from the ability to take action. That's all I'm asking. All you need off the back of this is to take action. Invest in this course, right? You have everything within this course you need. The only thing after that you need is the ability to take action on what you've learned. Because if you're not going to take action, you know, don't get in the course. Do not. If you're going to take action and you want to change your life, and if you're watching this now, I'm assuming, and you've got this far, you want to change your life, all you need is to take action. You don't need any special software, like that. You know, you don't need any of this special extra stuff. You don't need anything else. You don't need any extra sales videos. You don't need any extra training or any extra stuff like this. My whole business model is in there. Everything I could ever put in there, the maximum value is in this course. You need nothing else. All you need to go out and take action on it. So that is it for this video, guys. Just to sort of recap now on sort of the course itself. $497 for today only, valued at $9,998. I could easily charge £5 grand, but I'm only charging you £497. You know, it is only for a limited time. I'm going to be putting the course up to 1,000 soon, just because of the pure amount of value in it, and I'm probably going to be adding a ton more content to it for the agency approach as regards to just freelance. So you're going to get almost like 2 courses in one. And for those of you thinking, you know, will I have to pay more when I add that stuff? No, you get lifetime access to everything. So if you're in the course now and you pay 500, when I increase that course up to 1,000, you don't have to pay any more. You're in the course for lifetime, right? You're in it forever. So what are you waiting for? Don't procrastinate. Invest in yourself. I promise you it will be worth it. Today only £497. All you have to do is click that link down below in the description, sign up, and then I cannot wait for you to start killing it. Only £497 to potentially change your life forever. You know, imagine the life you could live. Imagine it, guys. You know, traveling, working from home, spending more time with friends, with family, having that extra money to be able to treat your friends, no stress, doing something you enjoy. Like, I've been able to achieve all that. Students in the course have been able to achieve that, and you're literally just a few clicks away and buying this course and watching this course to be able to achieve that for yourself. Honestly, take a few minutes now, really think where your life could be, and take that leap, right? Take that leap, because if I never invested in myself 12 months ago and my learning, I wouldn't be where I am today, where I live this, you know, awesome lifestyle, right? I wouldn't be there if I never invested in myself. Such a small amount, like I said, you probably spend more than that a year on coffee, and it can potentially allow you to quit your job, travel the world, like, honestly, I can't, I'm definitely putting this price up soon now. I'm thinking I'm definitely putting it up. So don't procrastinate, click the link below, and I'll see you guys inside of the course. Thank you so much for watching. That's how you start a social media marketing agency in 2018. I'll see you all in the next one. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. I'll see you later.